Welcome to the Bathes and at the Dark podcast. Thank you all for hanging out with me, family. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank my social media family. Everybody needs to join Michael Baisden Live on Facebook. 4.3 million strong. That number's going up every day. Not just connecting with people in the country, but around the world. Holidays are interesting. In fact, events, ceremonies, weddings, Valentine's Day, New Year's, right? It brings about, I think, one of the worst things that can happen to any relationship. And that is expectations. Oh, man, expectations kill it every time. Everything is going fine in a relationship. And then it's always one person, right? The man or the woman. It's very rarely they both have the same expectations at the same time. But somebody has the expectation that the relationship needs to go to the next level. But we got to talk about this for a second. Think about your happiest moments in your relationship. The happiest time you ever had. It's in the beginning. You want to know why the happier times in the beginning? Because there are no expectations. Everybody's good. Everybody's having fun. You're enjoying each other. It's new. It's fresh. You're just happy to have somebody in your life that you're excited about. And then that pressure, seeps in. And it's not even a matter of years sometimes. And I know a lot of people say, well, we've been together for some years. Where's this relationship going? Sometimes you might even have children already. And your attitude is, when are we going to take this to the next level? Well, we here. That's what a lot of people's attitude is. We are already at the next level. So why can't we be happy where we are? And I'm going to tell you the things that really drive me crazy. And ladies, you all can call in and tell me, because I know women get pressure too. It's not just, men who feel pressure, but women too. It's the influence of the friends. It's the influence of the ceremonies. Your girlfriend got married. Your friend got married. Your man friend got married. He got an engagement party, bachelor party. And that pressure to now transfer whatever they got going on to what you think you need to have going on. So I want to hear from the men and the women on this very important question: why can't we all just get along? Why can't the relationship just be what it is? Is it necessary to, quote unquote, take it to the next level? And check this out. What about people who say they have put in their time and they feel like they deserve the ring, they deserve the title, they deserve the labels, whatever it is? Call in right now. We're talking about it right now, the pressure of relationships. And I can tell you there's no worse nightmare than the wedding. Oh, your girlfriend went to a wedding ceremony. Call in right now to the Michael Baisden Show. We're taking your calls on pressure, relationship pressure. You're married or you want to be married. You went to your girlfriend's wedding. Come on now. You all know what I'm talking about now. You saw her throw the bouquet. She walked, she got the ring on, they cried, she walked down the aisle, and you sitting there next to your man going, what about us? And he's looking at you going, what about us? I'm good. So I'm wondering whether or not we need to be satisfied with where we are in our relationships, man, or whether or not we allow holidays like Valentine's Day or our friends' weddings and whatever put pressure on our relationship when everything is already good. And maybe that's we should start there. Is everything good? Is the pressure for the purpose of trying to turn nothing into something? As you all know, man, weddings and being married doesn't transform your relationship. So this idea that taking it to the next level is going to somehow make it better, I don't believe that. I think your relationship has to find its own levels, its next levels on its own through you all's communication, through you all's love for each other, through you all's friendship that we all say is so important. But if the friendship is at the heart of the relationship, and if being together is important, it's all about being together and spending time together, why do we need to be married? I'm not saying you don't. I'm just posing the question. Why do you need the ring? Why do you need the ceremony? Why do you need the label? Talk to me, Natalie.
It's not about pressure. It's being on the same page. If you're on the same page after a certain amount of time and that person doesn't want to commit, time to walk away.
Natalie, hold on now. We've been together for 2 years, you and me. We have good times. We've been overseas together. We've been on cruises together. We spend time with our families together. We do the holidays together. What's wrong? Why can't we just leave things as it is, Natalie?
People you don't need a piece of paper for a relationship. I'm talking about just in general. If a person doesn't want to commit to you, then you just walk away.
Commit to what?
It doesn't matter.
Natalie, first of all, get me off that busted phone because I want to talk to you. Commit to what? I'm here. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm just trying to represent the man point of view. I'm really not that passionate about this. But I'm here. I'm present. I love you. We're spending time together around my family. What more do you want?
Kids, commitment,
Oh,
future.
kids. Where did the kids come from?
Yeah. If I'm on
No.
that boat where I want kids and you're not ready for that, then I can't do anything more.
Natalie, now that is a big one right there. That definitely needs to be discussed day one if you want kids. Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
Some men say they do, but then
Oh.
after a while, time is ticking and stuff, and they're still not ready. I'm still not ready. I'm still not
Well,
ready.
maybe they spend enough time around you, they decide they don't want to have kids with you.
That could be true.
Yeah.
Then that's why I need to respect that and
True.
move forward,
True.
right?
I agree, Natalie. That's a good point. You know, I don't think this that people don't communicate, Natalie. Let me know what you think about this. I don't think people check in. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we check in. I think we get comfortable in a relationship, and it's not until certain events happen, whether it's Valentine's Day or whether it's a friend of ours getting married, that it all comes to the surface again. We don't check in, Nat.
Exactly, because none of those factors determine anything.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that who cares for Valentine's? Who cares who's getting married? Maybe I don't want to be married. I don't want to walk down an aisle. Maybe I just want the commitment without all of that, you know? You got to know what you and your partner want. You got to talk.
My man Johnny's on the line. Johnny, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Mike? You good?
Man, I don't know, man. Hell, I'm confused. That's what I am. Talk
Mike,
to me.
I think men gonna hate me on this one, but I gotta be honest. I think when in my younger years, I used to be, all the guys used to get together, barbershop or whatever, and they used to be like, man, she gave me an ultimatum and it was whack. I absolutely agree that women should give men ultimatums at some point.
Talk to me about that.
I gotta be real.
Go ahead, man.
Because I think what you just said to the last young lady that just called in, I think most women do tell men up front what they want. We agree with it. We do agree. Like if you're dating a woman and she says, my ultimate goal is to move in, get married, be monogamous, whatever it is, we agree with it until we get what we want. Then the woman get comfortable, and we get comfortable because women start giving us marriage benefits. They start cooking, they start cleaning, they start doing all these things. And then the men look at it like, I'm getting all of this anyway, so there's no incentive for me to move.
Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
And most men need a little oomph and a little push because it's like, we'll sit there forever. Like the one lady called in, men will actually be your boyfriend for 24 years, 25 years.
Right.
You can be a boyfriend, we 60 years old and you still calling me your boyfriend. So I'm like, in reality, we know that women don't want to be your girlfriend for 20 years. At some point in time, she want more. Like,
Now, Johnny, I got you. Here's my question to you, brother. What about what the man wants?
But this the thing. Most men get what they want up front.
Wait a minute.
We get what we
Let me understand you here. Oh, this is getting real interesting. The men are called in right now and actually agreeing with the women that men should be given ultimatums when it comes to spending time together. Johnny said that dude will be your boyfriend for 24 years, and he said that the women do make it clear. Johnny believes that women are clear on what they want, and men just try to get the milk without buying the cow. Go ahead, break it down, Johnny.
I think men get most of what they want in a relationship up front. We get the arm candy, we get the sex, because all of us want that up front. Every woman know that that's what men want. We get all of them up front, and they just say, okay, well, I'm going to give you that, but I'm just going to let you know. And at some point in time, we're going to have to be monogamous, or we're going to have to be married. I want the ring. And we'll be like, yeah. Okay.
Right. I agree.
And
Some men do.
We're getting what we want.
Some men do. Now, Johnny, let me holler at you for a second. You and me, man to man. If she's giving me sex, I'm giving her sex. If she's giving me her time, I'm giving her my time. So at what point is all this time that we're spending together, I'm taking out on trips, I'm spending my money and my resources. So at what point should we stop feeling like the time that she's putting in with us is some kind of down payment on something we owe her?
I definitely agree with that, Mike. If it was the talk up front, if it's, hey, I don't want anything but that, and we both agree to that, that's totally fine. I just think most women are not saying that they just want sex and trips. That's all they want. I think most women, when they're dating you, especially when you get to a certain age, when you're in your 40s, women is not meeting guys out here and not telling them what they want.
I think it's about security, right? I mean, is that what you're getting down to, Johnny?
And we know that. Come on, we know what
we know.
We know women want that. That's fun.
We
we need that little push every now and then.
Yeah, the ultimatum, though, Johnny. Let me ask you about this final thing before I let you go. The ultimatum, though, to leave a man that she says that she loves and she knows loves her, who's providing for her, except everything but the ring and the moving in together. She's going to leave that man that she's compatible with, as hard as it is, as they say, to find a good man, because he won't give her that ultimatum.
I think if marriage is that important to you, you should absolutely leave. I wouldn't settle. I mean, why settle?
My man. Wendy, what's up? How you doing? Where you calling from? We're talking about ultimatums, expectation, and pressure.
I'm doing well today. I'm calling from Macon, Georgia.
What's up, Wendy?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
I'm going to need you to bag up off her brother. I'm happy with you, Wendy. We're having a great time together. We're hanging out with my family. You know, the kids. We're taking trips together. Why are you putting pressure on a brother?
I don't think it's so much of putting a pressure on a brother. If we've been together for a number of years, I'm ready for some security, especially if I'm really in love with you and you're really in love with me, regardless of the time that we spend together. I mean, it takes two mature-minded people to know what they want. Now, there are people, I've heard the conversations, there are people who are content with just living together. But then when I heard the woman say that it's a spiritual thing, yes, it's a spiritual thing.
Hey, don't be used. You didn't worry about the Bible all those years we were together. Now you're going to whip out 1 Corinthians on the brother. Come on now.
The thing about it is, I'm not shacking. My boyfriend and I, we don't live together. We see each other, but we're not shacking. We've been together almost 6 years. So I'm ready to become his wife. I've been married before. I'm divorced. I have 3 grown kids. So I'm ready.
What about him? What is his position on all this, Wendy?
He's ready to be my husband.
Okay.
He's proposed to me several times.
Oh.
But because
wait a minute.
Not ready,
hold on. Time out. Wendy, no, you're going to hold up. Oh, Wendy, wait a minute. So the brother done asked you years ago to marry him, and you weren't ready, and he still stood by you.
But he wasn't ready either, because I felt that he wasn't ready.
Wait, you felt he wasn't ready, but he asked you. A man could turn around and flip the script and say the same thing. It's like, you're like, hey, let's get married. He's like, baby, you're not ready. Trust me, you're not ready. Come on, Wendy, that's some game. Don't you believe this fraganackle bull? Wendy from Macon, you better not move. Come back with your calls on expectations and ultimatums, man. This is the kind of pressure I'm talking about. My girl, Wendy's on the line. You did say Macon, Georgia, right, Wendy?
Yes, I did.
I ain't never coming down to Macon. I ain't never dating the women down to Macon. I'm just fooling around, y'all.
You say that. You say that.
I love Southern women. So, Wendy, you said that that you've been with your man for 6 years. Those of you all just tuned in. Wendy's been with the guy for 6 years. The dude asked Wendy's man asked her to marry her a while back, and Wendy said no. So he didn't give you an ultimatum, Wendy. So why would you give him an ultimatum if he says he's now not ready?
Because I felt that the two of us were not ready at that time.
So what if he says to you, Wendy, I don't think you're ready right now?
But he didn't. That was not what he said, though.
I'm saying, what if he did?
He understood where I was coming from, and he agreed to that. Well, if he did say it, I would say, well, okay, baby, I understand where you're coming from. I agree. I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
Just want to make sure we're fair. Continue, Wendy.
Yeah, as long as two individuals are on the same page together and they're mature-minded about it, that's the, then...
I get it. Wendy, I got to ask you a question. Do you think, like, you all been together for 6 years, you're obviously in love, and what if, the guy never wanted to be married, but he wanted to give you everything else? I mean, the commitment, whatever, but he didn't want to be married. Then what?
I mean, that's a hard question. That's deep. My thing is this: if he loves me the way he says he loves me, he'll understand where I'm coming from.
And a man can flip it and say, if you love me, you'll understand that I'm not. Because look, let me just say this to everybody listening right now, and I hope the ladies calling about this. Sometimes it's the man pressuring the woman. It's not always the other way around. Some women don't ever need to be married. And so this is not just a woman thing. Men do the same thing to women in terms of saying, I need to be married, even though you're already happy, Wendy.
But see, that's why I say it takes two mature-minded people to have an understanding.
Doesn't mean they're
pertaining
immature
to
if
a
they don't want to be
relationship.
married.
You can't, immature person can't relate to a mature person now.
No, I'm just saying, I don't want you to imply that a person is immature if they just choose not to be married. It doesn't make them immature.
And that it really takes two grown adults who are very mature-minded.
No, who are compatible, who want the same things, who are on the same page. I don't think you can label them as immature or not really loving each other if they just don't want the same things at the same time. But I love you, Wendy, and I love the women down in Macon, Georgia. Come back with more of your calls. Hit me up. I know you're going to keep it real with me. Talk to me. I could be wrong. Give me your perspective.
Okay, so as a chaplain who's worked in a hospital, dude comes in, he's had a stroke. A lady is with him, the love of his life, yada, yada, yada. The next day I come back to do paperwork, and another chick is there. Now, this chick is his wife. They've been separated for 25 years. He's been with the other lady for 25 years. The other lady has to leave the room. She has no rights because she has no paperwork. So all of that freedom and liberty and being able to execute your relationship through your purview and your parameters doesn't work all the time in the legal system and in the real world. If you shacking up, now I have a perspective, if y'all just living together, y'all still single. Either one of you can get up and leave anytime you get ready. And I think a 50-year-old girlfriend or a 50-year-old boyfriend, I'm introducing you to my peers as my 55-year-old boyfriend. That sounds a little weird.
Beloved, let me challenge you on that. First of all, I heard you. What if you met him when you were 49? Wouldn't he be your boyfriend at 50? Hold on. Follow me up now, because I'm a good listener. And if we're saying now that the reason why we want to be married is for legal reasons, you can give people power of attorney and do that. There's all kind of ways to legally do that if you want people to have access to your money, to having access to decision making. So you don't need to be married to do that if we're worried about legal reasons. Come back with me on that.
I understand your perspective, but I think there is something about saying that this person is enough priority in my life that I want to give her my last name. I want to be connected to her in a covenant. And I know that for some people, covenant looks differently. I'm just saying, through my experience, that doesn't wash in the real world.
Yeah.
That's our own fantasy. That's our own definition of romance.
I got you. You know, beloved, first of all, I would be, not being honest with myself if I didn't tell you as a grown man that I understand that. Every man does. We understand that women want these things. They love us. They at the very least want to be with us, because not every woman wants to be married to us. And again, I wish women would be more honest about that when they call into the show. And so I think it all comes down to having that communication. We always say communication is the key, but we're obviously not having it, because people get into these points of being together for years and realizing they don't want the same things.
I think up front you need to discuss that, and I understand that as relationships evolve, they may have started off one way, you had a perspective, but as you grow, like you said, organically, without the pressure, without the ultimatums, without the demands, I think that's the true face of the relationship.
True that. Yeah, you got to check in, man, because things do change, and people don't want to check in maybe because they know that man or woman don't want what they want. But love, you always keep it real. Thank you for calling in.